This morning we are learning all about stress, how to reduce it, and the long-term results of it if you don't. Joining us this morning to tell us all about it is clinical psychologist from Scripps Health, Dr. George Pratt. Good morning.
Hi, Brandy.
Now, we all have stress in our lives, but sometimes our jobs tend to put us over the edge. How do we control that?
Well, number one, we have to take care of ourselves. And number two, the only person that we have any influence over is ourselves. Extreme stress is when we're responsible for people that we can't really control. So the control really has to come in at the front side, where we had 2 NFL coaches go down over the weekend. And these people are responsible for tremendous teams, Broncos in Houston, and it's constant. They're responsible, they're on the line, and they have a limited amount of influence. So when we are responsible and we can't control everything, it takes a toll on us. So there's certain things that we can all do and we can apply to our lives. And if we don't do those, then nothing works very well. You know, you've heard this from your mother, you've got to eat right, and you do. You do need to sleep. All the research, it's really clustering around 8 hours.
Yeah.
And if you don't, if you really cut that too short, your immune system can get cut in half.
Is it okay if that 8 hours is broken up, though? Because, you know, there's been so many studies out there, and some say if you get 6 and then you take a 2-hour nap, or if you do 4 and you take 4.
Naps are not too good for you. It disrupts sleep quality. So if you can do it, you know, if you can get 7, 8, that really helps.
Okay.
And if you only sleep 4 hours, your immune system drops 50%.
Wow.
Killer T cells drop 50% in one night. However, if you sleep full 8 hours, they come back 100%.
Any way to get that back and make up for the hours over the weekend?
There's some new research that you can kind of bank it and make up some to some degree, not to the full extent. And then so also we want to do some things, since we can't control others, we want to do things like renew ourselves, you know, be around positive people. We also want to be stoppers, automatic negative thoughts. So if we think, oh, I can't do this, you want to intercept the thought, and let's say flick your wrist if you hear or think yourself or you realize you're saying negative things to yourself, intercept the thought and just put a positive spin on it, even if it seems artificial. You will learn that over time, and you will be more effective, and it decreases the stress hormones, cortisol, epinephrine, and norepinephrine. What happens is those stress hormones work away, particularly on our cardiovascular system, which is what was happening with the 2 NFL coaches.
Yeah.
So we must exercise. You want to get 30 minutes of cardio, even brisk walking, at least 5 times a week. If you do that, that really protects the brain and the heart, and it is as effective as antidepressants.
Wow. And it's never too late to start, right?
It's never too late to start, and start small, but just start doing something. And you want to be in nature. If you can go out for a walk, be in nature with clouds, with
Or you can take it all in and
be in nature,
right,
and look at waves. Some irregular patterns in nature called fractals are very calming to the fight, flight, or freeze processing center, which is your amygdala. That has persistent effects, and it drops the stress response tremendously. You want tools that offset the stress. Something else you can do very quickly, even at the office or even here, is take some deep breaths. You hear it all the time, but you want to take a deep breath. And if you combine that with something called mindfulness meditation, take a deep breath and focus only on that breath in, and then only on that breath out. That is mindfulness meditation, and do that for a couple minutes. That creates the relaxation response that's been studied at Harvard for over 30 years by Dr. Benson.
There are a lot of helpful tools out there. There really are.
Absolutely.
And people need to realize what may work for you may not work for me, vice versa, but there are a lot of options out there. Some of them listed in your book. We're running out of time, but want to mention it quickly. Tell us about this.
Code to Joy has lots of tools in there that people can apply and unblock their natural happiness.
And where can we find this?
Everywhere.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. One thing, if people want a relaxation tool, they can go to my website. It's free. It's a 37-minute free download on drgeorgepratt.com. It will help with stress, anxiety, and sleep quality. Just download it and use it. That will train your body to create that active relaxation response.
We all have it, but it can't get the best of us, right?
You can overcome it.
Thank you so much for being here. Nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Appreciate your time.